Here we go again. Salacious headlines, clickbait, discussions of tariffs, fear of recession, the market is crashing. And just when you're ready to make your next move, you got iced out, sidelined, watching, waiting, wondering. Well, this is not going to be your average real estate video where you see a lot of this and a lot of that. Because I know in order to enjoy this or that, we've got to get to the facts of what's really holding you back. Are you ready? Owning a home is recession-proof. What other investment do you have where you can live in and enjoy it while growing wealth by owning it? We've all seen the headlines, and it's a lot. Waiting for that next real estate apocalypse can be the most expensive decision you make. This is one of those rare cosmic events where there's good news for both buyers and sellers at the same time. And if I were going to create a headline, it would read, "Cooling, not crash." Unlike most headlines that are designed to terrify, I have 4 points that are going to help clarify. Starting with, a recession doesn't mean home prices will fall. In fact, out of the last 4 out of 6 recessions, home prices actually went up. So for my visual people, here is a chart for you to take a look at. So you'll notice that recession does not necessarily mean falling prices. In fact, over the last 6 recessions, only 2 have dipped below our just baseline. So we can look at 1980, 1981, look at 1991. Well, there's a dip in appreciation of homes of a negative 1.9%, as well as we see this in 2008. And that was absolutely a plummet, nearly 20% during that time. So we understand that, well, you remember 2008 and all the details and why we took a plunge during 2008. But I wanted to really just show this to you for the people who, "Tracy, you got to just show me. I have to see it in numbers and charts and graphs." Well, there you are. You're welcome. So if you're holding out and you feel like a recession automatically means that the prices will go down, and we know what you're thinking. That means that sellers are going to be desperate and you're going to get a steal of a deal. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold out for that. Let's just look at the facts. And the fact remains that even during a recession, home prices continue to rise. And here's my second point that I want to clarify. Mortgage rates typically decline during recessions. So if mortgage rates actually decline during recessions, then that means that you have a better opportunity to securing a home that you may like. Now, mortgage rates declining does not mean please don't hold out for a 3% mortgage rate. I mean, we have to be somewhat realistic. So a decline from where we are today, we can expect that to happen if we go into a recession. So either way, we're still looking good if buying a home and making your next move is still on your mind. And for my visual people, again, I know you're out there. I know you're watching. This chart is going to give you a perspective of when in history, historic data, and what percentage that a recession means based on what we can see historically, that the mortgage rates are likely to fall. Even in 2008, the mortgage rate went down 1.13%. And in 2020, during the pandemic, that wasn't very long ago, so you certainly remember that, you can still see where mortgage rates fell even during that time. Okay, let's make this practical terms, one that you can remember. Think back during the pandemic. Mortgage rates were really low. And people who were buying homes then, although prices seem to have gone up, they really got a low mortgage rate. Or people took advantage of the low mortgage rates and decided to refinance their homes. Either way, their interest rates are fairly low. I mean, they are pretty low. Here's the other thing to keep in mind, because I know that you're holding out and thinking this crash, the tariff, the whatever is going to play into your favor and you're going to just get a steal of a deal. Most homeowners, if they've owned their home in any, several years, many homeowners have about 45% equity in their homes, and some of them have their homes paid completely off. So homeowners are not desperate to give their homes away. They've got some staying power. And I'm just going to be honest with you. If you're waiting for that crash, I just don't see it coming. Homeowners are not panicked. They're protected by their investment, homeownership, and equity. And this brings me to my third point, and I hear this one a lot. Hey, Tracy, surely things have to correct because there's so much inventory, so many homes for sale. Really? If there were so many homes for sale, then we wouldn't have a supply and demand issue. The reason why you are experiencing increasing prices year after year is because we do have a deficit in the amount of homes that are available. I mean, that's economics 101. But what you've noticed, okay, I will give you this. You are noticing more homes becoming available, which is great. But consider we were hearing crickets for so long because people were holding off, just like you, holding out for that right time. And most people are like, you know what, I'm living my life. Right now is the right time. So I'm moving forward. So that's why you're seeing more and more homes available. So here's your scientific proof about, even though you're starting to see more inventory, and you certainly are, we're still not at the highest level. We still have a way to go. So this white line, let's just pretend this represents the average, the median. We're crossing over this line means we've got a significant amount of inventory. So what you'll see 2007, 2008, 2009, it really peaked. And yes, you're absolutely right. There was probably some overbuilding by new construction and home builders. But notice how that just dropped off the edge the following years. And we noticed it really took a drop in 2022. But now we're starting to climb back up where we do have much more inventory, but nowhere near where it was in the 2008, 2009. And that's where people are resting their laurels, hoping and thinking that there is overbuilding, oversaturation, which, let's be honest, you're really coding that's coded language for hoping that there's going to be a crash because there's too much inventory. Now, the other thing I hear about, not only about pre-owned homes being more and more available, I'm really hearing this one. Well, Tracy, new construction, these builders have just overbuilt, and that's why there are these incredible incentives. Thank God they have incredible incentives. That helps you. But to your point about overbuilding, before we had the crash of 2008, you did see a lot of overbuilding. I mean, overbuilding as well as over allowing people to have mortgages that you and I both know they should have never had. So what you're seeing now, yes, it does feel like they're building everywhere you look, especially, every market is different depending on where you live. There's a new community. There are new homes. There's no shortage, it appears. But truthfully, home builders are just kind of catching up, but they really aren't caught up quite yet. But what you are seeing, I'll give it to you, you are seeing an increase in inventory, but just don't confuse that increase with an opportunity to get everything you want and then some, because you are interpreting this opportunity again as desperation. Hey, home builders are businesses. They want to sell their product. Now, number 4 is my personal commentary of what's going on with our real estate market here in our DFW Metroplex. Listen, I have been licensed for, quite some time, and I was conducting business during the crash of 2008. So I have seen the life drain out of the faces of people who felt that they disappointed their families. They failed to keep a roof over their families' heads for a number of reasons. So I know what a real estate crisis looks like, and we're just not there. I also recognize, because I was looking at the headlines, that 70% of Americans are worried about a housing crash in 2025. And that's why I'm here. Yes, I love to show beautiful neighborhoods, great communities throughout our DFW Metroplex. But at some point, we have to take a pause and address what really is important to our consumers, and that would be you. So with that, I do have some good news for both buyers and sellers. Remember, my headline would be cooling, not crash. There are more homes coming on the market. We are increasing in inventory. So that gives you a little bit of a sigh of relief. Our prices are softening a little bit. Now, they're not crashing, although sellers really are still in control ultimately of the market, but they are relenting. You are able to see some good deals out there. But remember, sellers have a lot of leverage because they have a lot of equity. They don't have to move or sell their homes because they're in fear of losing their homes. That is very, very rare. That's almost a unicorn. I would not waste another week or month on a unicorn when you can move forward with a great deal today. You know what? You continue to build wealth in real estate despite the headlines. Even in recession, I think owning a home is recession-proof. What other investment do you have where you can live in and enjoy it while growing wealth by owning it? Equity is at all-time high. So, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, you've been thinking about making your next move, but you've been kind of slowing down because of what you're hearing. Listen, let's be honest. You probably have so much equity in your home, you can hear the 18-wheeler backing up into your driveway, and you can just dump all of your wealth in that truck and move to wherever you want to move with little to no mortgage. I mean, you probably can pay for it with cash. Hi, I'm Tracy Sorrell with the DFW Life, and I help people just like you sell and buy homes in and around a Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. And I wanted to take a little break from showing you these really nice areas in and around a DFW metroplex to address the things that I think are important to you. And that is, how am I going to survive from day to day, much less buy a new home? But I'm here to help you realize fact versus fiction. Sure, there's going to always be something going on with our economy, with our whatever. But I wanted to help calm some of your fears so you can understand how you can still greatly benefit by making your move even now. Because here's a secret. Once everyone else catches on that they should just continue to live their lives, you're already in your home. You're gaining appreciation, you're gaining equity, you're gaining wealth. And that's what I want to help you do. And if you are thinking about making your next move in and around a Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex, comment below, grab the one-on-one consultation Zoom link so together we can better realize what is your next move and which area, community, suburb is the best place for you to create your new memories and call home.